Sorry for the delay as usual. It's almost 1:30, 1 o'clock. So I welcome you to the Kalalgoda Vipassana Meditation Center. So we are leading the 3 days residential retreat. So now we are in the question and answer session, the first question and answer session. So if there are any written questions, so we can start with that. Yes.
Venerable Sir, altogether there are 6 questions, out of which 5 are pertaining to meditation, sitting and walking, and 2 on Satya, mindfulness.
Good.
Can I read the first question?
Yes.
Venerable Bhante, sitting meditation. When you breathe in, do you follow the breath right inside the nose, or you concentrate your mindfulness at the edge of the nostrils? Where the breath is first felt? Do I do this right throughout the sitting meditation?
Okay. So I'll give a kind of a briefing of sitting meditation first, so that the newcomers also will be benefited. So what we first do is obviously sit comfortably. So you can prepare your posture. It is okay to spend a couple of minutes to prepare your posture, and you have to maintain a relaxed posture. It should not be kind of a tight stressful posture, but has to be a really relaxed posture. And if you are having any trouble in the back pain or such thing, you can use a bench, meditation bench, or kind of a cushion. And again, the angle is actually not exactly 90 degrees, little more than 90 degrees, like around 110 degrees. So that is the most comfortable posture, where it is not the perfect perpendicular, perfect 90 degree, but little larger corner, larger angle. And then once you sit, check whether you are feeling comfortable, whether is there any tightening, any too much stress being developed due to certain touching or something like that. So just avoid any of those things and just relax yourself. Just main thing is you need to feel comfortable after you sit. And then typically our mind is going either to past or to the future. So you can check whether you are thinking about some past incident, what has happened in the past. So if so, then try to bring it back to the present moment. And again, if you are proliferating about the future, daydreaming type of thing, just again avoid that and take your attention to the present moment. So basically, time wise, you have to come to the present moment. Then even if you come to the present moment, your mind may be thinking about someone else, maybe about your parents, your children, your husband, your wife, or whatever, whoever, and that also has to be avoided. Check about whom that you are thinking, and that object has to be yourself, no one else. So we have to come to yourself. And again, even your mind is present, still it may be located at some other place. It's not here. So just rather than thinking about your house or thinking about your working place or any other place, you need to take your attention to the present place where you simply sit, where your body is currently resting. So this here, now I am. Here is this place, now is the present place, present moment, not the past, not the future, but the present moment. And then it's not about anyone else, but about yourself. If these 3 conditions are satisfied, so we can fairly say that our mind is in the present moment. Mindfulness is established. And once the mindfulness is established, check whether you can feel any kind of bodily sensation. So immediately you might not be able to go to Mula Kamatahana, that is the primary object. So probably you can simply feel some kind of touching sensations happening because of your say legs are touching to the cushion, your arms are touching each other, the clothing are touching to your body. So likewise, certain touching sensations may be available. If you can trace any of these sensations, so that indicates your mind is in the present moment. So it is alright, you can do just kind of a checking of these touching points, and then you are again releasing your mind from the outside and taking your attention to the inside, and releasing your attention from the past and the future and taking your attention to the present moment. So, and to yourself, not to someone else. So spend couple of minutes doing these kind of initial preparations so that your mindfulness is fairly established. So after you do all these things, feel comfortable, feel relaxed, and then check what is the most prominent sensation you can feel. It may be rising and falling your abdomen, or in-breath and out-breath. So these are the most common primary objects that we use usually today. And sometimes even you can simply be aware of your posture. That is also possible. But at the beginning, simply you can select either rising and falling as your primary object, or in-breath and out-breath as your primary object. So rising and falling is actually no problem. It's a fairly accepted primary object, very good primary object. So if you are comfortable with it, if you have practiced that meditation, it's quite alright, you continue with that meditation. And if you are used to anapanasati, that is mindfulness of in-breath and out-breath, so you can go through that. So the question has given related to the anapanasati. So the yogi is asking, so once he is able to locate the in-breath, whether he has to follow the in-breath as it goes in. So that should not be done. So you should not follow the in-breath, rather you have to maintain your attention at the nostril area. So it does not necessary to be very sharp point at your nostril, but it's a kind of an area. You just relax and just maintain your attention, and then the in-breath happens. So it is not you are looking forward for the in-breath from the outside, but rather you are waiting at this area, and then once the in-breath happens, in-breath occurs, you are simply able to sense it, simply able to feel it. Say for example, say if this is the in-breath, so and if my attention is at this finger, so still I can't feel in-breath if the in-breath is still here, for example. And now say for example in-breath is occurring, but it's still far. I am just giving an example for you to understand. And then now it is on very much close, and now you are experiencing the starting point of the in-breath. And just understand, now this is the starting point, and now you can feel it further. The feeling is increasing, sensation increasing, and now your sensation decrease, and now your sensation decrease, and further now it has gone. Now the completely in-breath has finished. Now you can't feel anything. Okay, but your attention still has to be at the finger. You are not following the in-breath. So that has to be well understood. So and again now out-breath happens, and you are keeping your attention at the nostril, and now the out-breath happens, and now you are feeling, now you started feeling the out-breath. It is now increasing, again now increasing, now decreasing, finished, disappeared. And you are simply maintaining your attention at the nostril. So that's very simple. So don't follow the in-breath or the out-breath. Keep your attention at the nostril area. So sometimes in Dhamma it is sort of a simile given. It's like a security guard. You know, the security guard simply stay at the security's place, assigned place, at the, say, at the doorstep. and he's not going after the visitors. Simply he's staying there and he's checking whether the visitor is a valid person, he's an invitee, or whether he's a thief. Like that, he's just a proper security job. And once he just did that, he simply allowed the visitor to go in, and he simply stays at the doorstep. So very much like that. So you keep your attention at the nostril, and once the in-breath occurs, you feel it, and that's finished. You are still staying at the nostril, and now the out-breath happens. You are simply sensing it, feeling it, and let it finish. And you are simply staying at the nostril. So that is very much the idea. So that if you are following like this, so you are able to establish your mindfulness on in-breath and out-breath. So we'll discuss further how it is developing, and we'll see in the coming sections.
Second question, how can one determine whether your natural inclination is towards concentration or insight meditation? I seek your advice and guidance, Venerable Sir. Blessings of the Noble Triple Gem. May you attain Nirvana in this birth.
So actually, we can't immediately determine whether how it is happening, whether you are going towards samatha, the tranquility meditation, or to the vipassana, insight meditation. It is not necessary to determine at the beginning. So let it happen. So first we need to meditate now. So even before you start meditating, if you are trying to verify whether I am a samatha yogi or whether I am a vipassana yogi, it is too early. So you are sort of putting the cart before the horse. So it should not be done. So just meditate. So and at the beginning, it's very much like samatha. We are not go much towards the vipassana, and we simply try to establish mindfulness. Mindfulness is common to samatha and vipassana both. So samatha meditation also develops through mindfulness. Vipassana meditation is almost purely mindfulness. So mindfulness is common to both sides. So therefore, no need to verify whether you are a vipassana yogi or samatha yogi. Simply meditate, and if you are able to establish your mindfulness, suppose say for 30 minutes you are able to be with the breath. There are no many distracting thoughts, but you are comfortably being aware of how in-breath happens, how out-breath happens, whether it is long, whether it is short, and whether you are able to see the beginning of the in-breath, the middle of the in-breath, the end of the in-breath, whether you are able to sense the beginning of the out-breath, the middle of the out-breath, and the end of the out-breath. So likewise, so simply be with the breath, be aware of each facets of the breath, then you are sort of elite. You are in the meditation. So it has to go like that. So later on, so if you are able to do this, your mind starts slowly coming to yourself. Now no more distractions. It's not going outside. It feels happy. It feels comfortable within yourself. So you have to experience this thing. Say usually our mind always go outside. Always interested about others' affairs, always about the outside things. But as we meditate, so it starts to come within. It's inside now, and you are happy about yourself. You are comfortable. You feel relaxed. So then you can see, and the mindfulness is also developing, and breath becomes subtle, and you are happy, and now you don't need to struggle to take the attention to your breath, but the mind itself in the breath now, comfortably. You don't need to too much put effort, but it's comfortably, mind itself is within the breath, staying in the breath. So it's a good sign. Now a fair amount of concentration has happened. So later on, now if you feel that you are more biased towards samatha, then that means sometimes you like to sit longer and not much activation, but simply stay within one object. So like that, some inclinations are there. But on the other hand, again, if you are concentrated, Now you are geared to see the various changes, how things are happening. So like that kind of an inquiry mind is happening. So some inclination towards the vipassana side. So those are certain things naturally will happen once your mind is balanced, once you are concentrated. So till that happen, so just meditate. So no need to worry whether I am this side or that side. No need to worry. Yeah.
Most Venerable Thero and Saranai, this question is regarding walking meditation. I have practiced walking meditation for about 3 to 4 months now, about 1 to 2 times a week. I have always practiced it as going by left feet, right feet. Today when I did walking meditation, I realized that lifting toes off the ground is becoming more significant for me. Then I concentrated on lifting off toes from ground without concentrating whether the foot is left or right. It was significant for me that toes touch the ground, but when the feet is taken off the ground, I also felt that sometimes sand is being pushed by the toes, sometimes sand is not pushed when the feet is taken off the ground lightly. I concentrated on taking toes off the ground for 2 sessions of walking meditation thereafter. Once I could walk the entire stretch of 30 steps concentrating on taking off toes off the ground, other times half a way or 5 to 10 steps. In my 3rd session of walking meditation for the day, I tried to see if any other feet movement connected to taking these toes off the ground can be observed. After a couple of walks up and down, I could see the feet moving to front after taking the toes off the ground. Little bit of effort, I was able to see one foot toes taking off the ground, then the foot coming to front, then the back foot toes coming off the ground, then coming to front of, was able to concentrate, observe this movement continuously. I also realized that other than the 2 movements I observed, the toes off the ground and taking the foot forward. There are other steps happening, but I did not have mental capability to observe them. I felt that taking the toes coming off from ground on the most significant aspect of walking meditation for me, and I should develop concentrating further by taking little steps attached next to above mentioned toes movement one by one. Venerable Thero, kindly please advise me on the above, whether this is a correct approach. It is just a factor I get. Also please advise me on how to improve on my status in walking meditation. May the Noble Triple Gem bless you.
So I'll give a brief introduction about walking meditation, then we'll go to the question. So once you go to the walking meditation, say you select a walking path. So before starting, so you just go from this end to the other end and be familiar with the walking area. Okay, so you have a fairly flat, fairly neat, clean walking area, walking path, and you simply go from this end to the other end, again from there to here, and you be familiar with the walking path. And once you decide that you are alright, now you understood about the walking path, you are familiar with it, you are comfortable with it, and then say you start. So as the starting, you can simply be aware left and right foot. For example, when your left foot touching the ground, you can simply note it as left. When your right leg touching the ground, you can simply note it as right. So it is so simple, very simple. And simply your left leg touching, you simply note. Note means mentally you are sort of making a note label as left. And when your right foot touching the ground, you are simply label it as right. So and likewise, you are simply at the instant when the leg is touching, you are able to properly mentally verbalize, kind of mentally note whether it is left and right. So just keep it very simple, no need to complicate it. And suppose you are able to maintain this mindfulness, say when your left leg is touching, you are simply noting it as left, right leg is touching, you are simply noting it as right. So left, right, left, right, left, right. So simply you are walking. Like a kid start to walk. He's enjoying walking. Okay, because it's very comfortable, it's a new experience for him, and he's simply enjoying walking. So for us also the same. So comes to a very kind of a beginner's mind and simply enjoy this walking. When your left leg is touching, you simply forget about every other thing. Just be with the sensation and simply note it as left. And when your right leg is touching, forget about every other thing, simply note it as right according to the sensation. So keep it like that. Suppose your mind distracts when you are doing this, and after a while you may understand that mind has distracted. Mind is not with the primary object, not with left and right. And once you realize that your mind is not in the primary object, just bring it back. So simply take it back to the walking path. You should not need to stop. You just let the body walk, and as it happens, your mind has distracted, and at the instant you understood that mind has distracted, again no need to worry, simply take it back to the walking session. Again you start noting left, right, like that. Again mind distracts, again bring it back. So like that, you are continuing. Actually walking meditation is a bit challenging because you are doing it while keeping your eyes open. So don't close your eyes and walk. Simply keep your eyes open and walk. And it is in a way challenging because in your sitting meditation, so you are finding a fairly silent place and your eyes are closed. But on the other hand, in the walking meditation, you have very much so many distractions. Your eyes are open and others are also walking, but still you have to maintain your attention on walking, on sensation. And if you are comfortable with this and your mind is very good in concentrating this, you don't need to change it further. Simply you can continue like this. Suppose you are able to continue like this, say you are able to establish mindfulness, say in the first session, say you are able to maintain attention for 10 steps in succession, 10 steps, and then it distracted. Now try to make it 11 steps because you already achieved 10 steps, and try to now make it 12 steps or 13 steps. So give a possible target, not a big target, just a possible easy target to the mind. So don't just walk either, but give a possible development, possible improvement to your meditation. So if you are able to do 10 steps mindfully, then next time try to make it 12 steps, then next time 15 steps, like that. Ultimately you are able to walk from this end to the other end without distracting. Without distracting, you are able to maintain your attention on walking. You are fully with walking now. And suppose now you are developing, you are able to do this. And now try to do it without noting. I hope you understand. So far you are doing it like left, right. Now try to drop it. Simply give away it and simply be with the sensation. Now when your left leg is touching, you are simply with the touch sensation, but not mentally verbalizing as left. Again, right leg touching, you are not mentally doing anything, but rather with the sensation, with the feeling. So just drop the noting, labeling, and simply be with the walking. So that's the next step. So you come to that stage, and suppose you are successful in it, and keep continuing that. And now you are fully in the meditation, you are fully in the walking, and now you may be able to get more detail. So at the beginning you may be able to feel just your soul maybe just touching the ground. But later, as your mindfulness develops, you may be able to feel that each toe may be touching the ground. What are the different texture of the floor? And say how your heel feel it, how your middle part of the say foot feels it. So like that, you may be able to trace very tiny little detail. So that is how it develops. So your sensitivity increase, your attention increase, you are able to locate your mind precisely at each and every subtle detail, and now you are more and more in it. You are more and more able to get that little information. So that's a development. Now you don't need to do any kind of mental activity, you don't need to say left, right or anything, but simply be with these sensations. So if you are able to do that, you are getting 100 marks. So it is how the progress of the walking meditation happen. And so in between left and right, as a beginner, when you are starting, you are noting it as left, right. Suppose in between left noting and right noting, suppose there is a little gap. In that little gap, the distracting thoughts can happen. So if it is a more problem to you, so you can simply divide it to two steps. So rather than left, you simply divide it to rising and then falling, or the lifting or placing. The complete lifting process you have to be aware. Okay, now the left leg rises from the ground and now we are lifting it. Okay, so this complete lifting process you are fully aware. Very subtle details you are fully aware, and now the lifting process has finished. And now you are placing. Now the complete placing cycle you are fully aware, and now the placing has happened. And now you are done the placing. Now you change your attention to the right leg. Now right leg, complete lifting process happens, you are fully aware. Complete right placing cycle happens, you are fully aware. In between here you can simply note mentally as lifting, placing. Lifting, placing. So like that, now you are further in it. It is not left, right, but little difficult now. Mind has some work to do, because you have to be aware of the complete lifting cycle, complete placing cycle. If you miss your attention, you are missing the detail. Because if you distracted, you are not stopping walking. The walking happens. So it is like a machine. Machine is running now. While the machine is running, we are trying to get some information. So the machine won't stop. So let it run. Your body is simply walking, and you are trying to get as much as possible information. So you can do like that also. So these are kind of tricks or methods available, and as you continue, so we can help further. Yes.
Venerable Sir, walking meditation. I have been meditating for some time now, and I have realized that instead of left and right, the concentration is more when you focus on lifting, moving, keeping. Is this alright? Your valuable advice. Thero Nissarana.
So that's the third step. So I simply missed it, and he's asking the same thing. So if again, if you think that your mind needs more information or more works to do, you can divide it to 3 steps. So that is lifting. Now say it is lifting. Now it is moving, and now it is placing. Now 3 parts are there. So you can't miss any part. So mind has to be very attentive, very mindful about the process. So lifting process now happens, moving process now happens, placing process now happens. Again on right side, lifting process now happens, moving process happens, placing process happens. So you have to be aware of that. So that's also fine. So ultimately, it is not whether left, right, or lifting, placing, or lifting, moving, placing is important. It's at the beginning, it's a way of kind of a method to establish mindfulness. Ultimately, you have to give up all these things and simply be with the whole information, direct information. For example, when you are left leg lifting, what you feel? Say whether you are feeling heaviness, whether you feel any kind of touching, whether you feel any kind of tightness in your knees, whether you feel any vibrations, whether you feel lightness, whether you feel heaviness, when it is moving, whether you feel any vibration. So like that, this direct information is something that is important. So later, so you are in it. So as you are able to develop, as you are able to establish mindfulness, just give away with this noting and try to be with this information. This is so direct. This you are directly experiencing. So be with this experience, what you feel. So at that time, no need to note, no need to label, but you are simply directly with the experience. So more and more you develop it, more and more you get more detail. At the beginning you are able to feel, okay, now I am feeling some heaviness of the left, say leg, and now I am feeling kind of movement of the leg, now I am feeling kind of lightness of the leg. So that's some minor detail you are able to get. But later, say as you lifting it, so you feel some heaviness, you feel some touching at the knees, you feel some say rubbing at the knees. So likewise, you get some more and more information. It's new to you now. So it's a kind of catching more details. So if it is happening like that, so that means your mindfulness increase, mindfulness develops, and your ability to focus, put your attention, or using the right amount of energy, concentration is developing. So you are now coming to the proper understanding of the walking meditation. So more and more detail you are able to get. So that is how it happens.
This question is in Sinhala. ගරු ස්වාමින් වහන්සේ පරියංක භාවනාව හුස්ම ඉහළ පහළ යැවීම සම්බන්ධයෙන් විනාඩි 5ක් 7ක් වැනි කාලයක් කරගෙන යාමේදී යම් කිසි බාධාවක් වරහන් තුල කැසීමක් කිවිසීමක් වැනි යමකට සිත යෑමෙන් නැවත හුස්ම ඉහළ පහළ යැවීමට පටන් ගනිමි. හුස්ම ඉහළට ගැනීමේදී පපු ප්‍රදේශය අල්ලා සිටීමක් හා පහළට යැවීමේදී උදරය පිම්බෙන බවකුත් දැනේ. මට ඇතිවන අතුරු බාධාවක් නිසා අවධානයේ එදෙසම නැඹුරු වේ. නැවත පටන් ගැනීමේදී එතනම මිසක් ප්‍රගතියක් නොදැනේ. මේ තත්වයෙන් ප්‍රගතියක් ලැබීමට මා කල යුත්තේ කුමක්ද? සක්මන් භාවනාවේදී මට එකතැන සිටින විට ගල් කුළුණක් ලෙස මට මාත් සමග සිටින බව හැඟේ. අවධානය වෙනතක නොගොස් වම් පාය ඔසවමි, තබමි, දකුණු පාදයේ ඔසවමි, තබමි. පොළොවේහි රළු බව ගල් මත තබන විට තරම් රළු බවක් නොදැනේ. මේ ආකාරයෙන් අඩි 30ක් පමණ දුර අවධානය යොමු කරමින් මට වම් පායෙන් හැරෙන බවත් දකුණින් හැරෙන විට දකුණු පස ශරීරය හැරවීමට තරම් අවධානයක් ඇත. මේ தත්ත්වය මට තව දියුණු කර ගැනීමට කල යුත්තේ කුමක්ද? භාවනාව පටන් ගැනීමේදී ප්‍රත්‍යවේක්ෂා කොට පටන් ගත යුතු නැද්ද? දානය වැළඳීමද කලින් ප්‍රත්‍යවේක්ෂා නොකිරීමත් හිතට අඩුවක් බව දැනේ. භාවනාවකින් නැගිට සිටින විට දෙවියන්ට පින්දීම අවශ්‍ය නැද්ද? භාවනාවේ ප්‍රගතියක් මට නොබෝ දිනයකින් ලබාගත හැකි නොවන්නේද? ඊළඟ භවයකදී භාවනා යෝගීව සිට මේ ගෞතම බුද්ධ සසුනේම මාර්ගඵලයක් ලැබෙයි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කිරීම සුදුසුද?
සුදුසුයි කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. අපි මුලින්ම පරයන්ක භාවනාවට යමු වෙමු. ඒකේ අහලා තියෙන්නේ මේ පපුව තද වෙනකොට මොකද්ද කියලා තියෙනව නේද?
හුස්ම ඉහළ පහළ යැවීම සම්බන්ධයෙන් විනාඩි 5ක් 7ක් වැනි කාලයක් කරගෙන යාමේදී යම් කිසි බාධාවක් කැසීමක් කිවිසීමක් වැනි යමකට සිත යෑමෙන් නැවත හුස්ම ඉහළ පහළ යැවීමට පටන් ගනිමි. හුස්ම ඉහළට ගැනීමේදී පපු ප්‍රදේශය අල්ලා සිටීමක් හා පහළට යැවීමේදී උදරය පිම්බෙන බවකුත් දැනේ. මට ඇතිවන අතුරු
දැන් ඇත්තටම අපි හැබැයි මුලින් ඔක්කොම අවධානය යොමු කරන්න ගියොත් අමාරුයි. ඒ නිසා අපිට එකක් තෝරගන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි මේ උදරයේ පිම්බීම හැකිලිම කියන එක මූලකමටහන වශයෙන් භාවිතා කරනවද? එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ ආනාපාන සතිය මූලකමටහන වශයෙන් භාවිතා කරනවද කියන එක තෝරගන්න එක වටිනවා. මොකද අපිට ඇත්තටම විවිධ දේවල් දැනෙනවා. නමුත් අපි මෙතෙන්දී එක අතකින් අර හිතේ ඒකාග්‍ර බව දිනු කර ගැනීමේ උපක්‍රමයක් වශයෙන් අපි දැන් පිම්බීම හැකිලිම කියන එක මූල කර්මස්ථානය කරගන්නවා නම් අපි අවධානය තියාගන්න මේ උදර කුහරයේ නැත්නම් උදරයේ ප්‍රදේශයේ අවධානය තියන්න මෙන්න මේ හරියේ උදර ප්‍රදේශයේ අවධානය තියාගෙන තමයි අපි මේ උදරය පිම්බෙනවත් එක්ක දැනෙන දේත් එක්ක අපි ඉන්නවා. උදරේ පිම්බෙනකොට දැන් මේ පිම්බෙනවා කියන සංඥාව අපිට තියෙනවා. අපිට අවශ්‍ය නම් හිත පිට යනවා නම් ආරම්භක යෝගියෙක් නම් අපිට ඒ අවස්ථාවේදී පිම්බෙනවා කියලා ලේබල් කරන්න පුළුවන්, නෝට් කරන්න පුළුවන්. පිම්බීම අවසන් වුණාට පස්සේ නැවතත් උදරය හැකිලෙන්න ගත්තාම උදරය හැකිලෙනවා කියලා ලේබල් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ওই විදිහට පිම්බෙනවා, හැකිලෙනවා කියලා පිම්බෙනවා, හැකිලෙනවා කියන ওই විදිහට මේ දේ කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. ඒත් අපේ අවධානය මේ සාමාන්‍ය උදරයේ හොඳට දැනෙන තැනක තමයි නඟවගෙන ඉන්නේ. දැන් ආනාපාන සතියේදී අපේ අවධානය මේ නාසිකාග්‍රේ ප්‍රදේශයේ නඟවගෙන ඉන්නේ. අපි ඒක මෙහාට මෙහාට යොදවන්නේ නැහැ, වෙනස් කරන්නේ නැහැ, තැන වෙනස් කරන්නේ නැහැ. මේ නාසිකාග්‍රේ ප්‍රදේශයේ තමයි සිහිය පවත්වගෙන ඉන්නේ. පවත්වගෙන ඉන්නකොට අපිට ආස්වාසය දැනෙනවා. මම අර කලින් විස්තර කරා වගේ අපි මෙතන අපේ අවධානය නවත්තගෙන ඉන්නවා, පවත්වගෙන ඉන්නවා. එතකොට ආස්වාසය පටන් ගන්න එක දැන් අර මම කලින් විස්තර කරා වගේ මේක කියලා හිතුවොත් අපේ මුළු ආස්වාසය දැන් මේ හරියේ එනකොට තාම අපිට ආස්වාසය දැනෙලා නැහැ. අපි අවධානය තියන්නේ මේ අපේ අතගාව කියලා හිතන්න. මේ අතගාව නම් අපි අවධානය තියන් ඉන්නේ. දැන් තාම අපිට ආස්වාසය දැනෙලා නැහැ. ඔන්න අපිට දැනෙනවා මේ ආස්වාසයේ මුල. ඔන්න ආස්වාසය දැන් ටික ටික දැනෙනවා. ඔන්න ආස්වාසයේ මැද දැනෙනවා. ඔන්න ආස්වාසයේ අග හරිය දැනෙලා ඒ කියන්නේ දැනීම අඩු වෙනවා. මැද හරියදී තමයි හොඳට දැනෙන්නේ. අපේ දැනීම වැඩි වෙන්නේ. ඊළඟට මේක ටික ටික එහාට යනකොට මේ දැනෙච්ච ප්‍රමාණය අඩු වෙනවා. අන්තිම හරියට නොදැනී යනවා. නොදැනී ගියා කියන්නේ ආස්වාසය දැන් අවසానයි. නමුත් අපේ අවධානය මේ නාසිකාග්‍රේ ප්‍රදේශයේ තමයි රඳවගෙන ඉන්නේ. පස්වාසයටත් ඔය විදිහටමයි අපි අපේ අවධානය නාසිකාග්‍රේ ප්‍රදේශයේ රඳවගෙන ඉන්නවා. ප්‍රස්වාසය පටන් ගන්නවා අපිට තේරෙනවා. ඔන්න ඒක හොඳට දැනෙන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මැද හරියේ අපි ඉන්නවා. ඔන්න ඒක ටික ටික අඩු වෙලා ගිහිල්ලා අපිට නොදැනී යනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රස්වාසය අවසానයි. ඉතින් මේ විදිහට මේ ආස්වාස ප්‍රස්වාස ක්‍රියාවලිය ගැන අපි දැනුවත් වෙනවා. ඉතින් මේ අවස්ථාවේදී අපිට රිදුම් කැක්කුම් එනවා නම් අපි එකපාරටම අපේ අවධානය ඒ රිදුම් කැක්කුම් වලට දාන්න යන්න එපා. ඒ වෙනුවට බලන්න තව දුරටත් ඒ රිදුම් කැක්කුම් තියෙද්දිත් ආස්වාස ප්‍රස්වාසයේ ඉන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා බලන්න. අපි හිතමු යම් අවස්ථාවක මේ ආස්වාස ප්‍රස්වාසයේ මැඩගෙන යටපත් කරගෙන මේවා දැන් රිදෙන්න ගන්නවා. ධනෙස් රිදෙන්න ගන්නවා, කොන්ද රිදෙන්න ගන්නවා, මොනවා හරි රිදෙන්න ගන්නවා. එතකොටත් අපිට පුළුවන් නම් අපේ අවධානය මේ ආස්වාස ප්‍රස්වාසයේ තියාගෙන ඉරියව්ව පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් කළා මේ එන බාධාව අයින් කරගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳයි. මොකද තාම අපිට මේ දැනෙන වේදනාවන් එක්ක මේ හැපෙන්න තාම ශක්තිමත් නැහැ. මේ වෙලාවට අපිට කරන්න තියෙන්නේ මේ අපේ අවධානය මෙතනම තියාගෙන අරක පොඩ්ඩක් මේ ෂේප් කරගන්න. අර ආණ්ඩන බබාව නලව ගන්නවා වගේ පොඩ්ඩක් මේ පොඩ්ඩක් අත්තු කරලා අයින් කළා අන්තම් ඉන්න වීලා පොඩ්ඩක් අඬන්න නැතුව ඉන්න කියලා අපි මේ වැඩේ කරගෙන යන්නයි තියෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් අපේ අවධානය මෙතනම තියාගෙන ඉරියව්ව පොඩ්ඩක් මාරු කළා අපි වැඩේ කරගෙන යනවා. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා මේ තමන්ට ඔය වගේ බාධාවක් එනවා නම් පපුවේ හිර වෙන ගතියක්, කොන්දේ අමාරුවක් මොනවා හරි දෙයක් එනවා නම් බලන්න ඉරියව්ව පොඩ්ඩක් මාරු කළා තමන්ගේ ඉරියව්ව සකස් කරගෙන එහෙම පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න ඒක මග හරවා ගන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා. ඊළඟට පපුවේ හිර වෙන ගතිය එහෙම ඉන්න පුළුවන් අපි නොදැනුවත්ව අපේ කය මෙහෙම නැමෙන්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා. අපි මුලදී හොඳට ඍජුව තියාගෙන හිටියා අපේ පිටකන්ද. නමුත් අපි නොදැනුවත්ව අපි දන්නේ නැතුව ටික මෙහෙම නැවිලා. ඒක ආනාපාන සතියට බාධාවක්. මොකද ආනාපාන සතියේදී බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ කෙලින්ම කියනවා උජුං කායම් පනිදාය පරිමුඛං සතින් උපට්ඨපෙත්ත මේ උඩු කය ඍජුව තබා ගැනීම එක මේ අවශ්‍යතාවයක් වශයෙන් පෙන්නනවා. නිසා උඩු කය ඍජුව තියාගන්න එක වටිනවා. අවශ්‍යයි. බලන්න එතකොට මේ හුස්ම හිර වෙන්නේ තමන්ගේ වගේ කයේ යම්කිසි වෙනස් වීමක් සිද්ධ වෙලාද කියලා. වෙනස් වීමක් සිද්ධ වෙලා බව තේරෙනවා නම් ඒක පාර්කම වෙනස් කරන්න යන්නත් එපා. ඒක පාර්කම සකස් කරන්න යන්නත් එපා. හිමීට තමන් අර හදාගෙන හිටිය අවධානයට හදාගෙන හිටිය සතියට බාධාවක් නොවෙන්න, හිරිහැරයක් නොවෙන්න හිමීට තමන්ගේ ඉරියව්ව සකස් කරගන්න. ආයෙ නිවැරදි ඉරියව්වට එන්න පැමිණලා වැඩේ කරගෙන යන්න තියෙන්නේ. ඊළඟට අර ප්‍රත්‍යවේක්ෂා කිරීම ගැන එහෙම අහලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ආහාර ගනිද්දී ප්‍රත්‍යවේක්ෂා කරාට වරදක් නැහැ. එතකොට අපිට අර ආහාරය සම්බන්ධයෙන් තියෙන යම්කිසි ලොල් බවක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒක අයින් කළා මේ ආහාරයේ කොමන ප්‍රයෝජනයක් සලකලාද අපි වළඳන්නේ, කොමන ප්‍රයෝජනයක් සලකලාද අපි අනුභව කරන්නේ කියන එකට අවධානය යනවා. අපි අනවශ්‍ය විදිහට ආහාරයට ලොල් බවක් ඇති වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ හින්දා ප්‍රත්‍යවේක්ෂාවක් කරාට වරදක් නැහැ. ඊළඟට හැම පරයන්කයක් ගානෙම ඉතින් අපි ඒ භාවනාව හරහා ඉතින් යම් රැස් කරගත්ත කුසලයක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒක ඉතින් දෙවියන්ට ඥාතීන්ට අනුමෝදන් කරන වරදක් නැහැ. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි සාමාන්‍ය විදිහට වැඩේ කරගෙන ගිහිල්ලා දවසේ අවසානයේදී මේ දේ කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට අපිට අර ගුණයක් තියෙනවා. අපි දවස පුරා එකතු කරගත්ත කුසලයක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කුසලය අපිට අන්තිම වෙලාවේදී අනුමෝදන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මම හිතනවා ඒ ක්‍රමය වඩා සාර්ථකයි. හැම පරයන්කයක් ගානෙම ඔය දේ කරනවට වඩා. ඒක අනිත් එක මේකේ කෙනාට පෞද්ගලිකයි. මේක මේ හැමෝම මෙන්න මේ විදිහටම කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා නීතියක් පනවන්න බෑ. තමන් හුඟා ශ්‍රද්ධාවන්ත කෙනෙක් නම් සමාජාවට තියෙන මුලිනුත් මේ ඔය දේ කරනවා, පස්තිත් ඔය දේ කරනවා, අන්තිමටත් ඔය දේ කරනවා, එහෙම කරනවා. නමුත් තමන් හුඟා ප්‍රඥාපත්තර බර වෙලා යනවනේ මේ අය ඉතින් අන්තිමට වැඩේ කරනවා. ඒක වරදක් නෑ. කිසි වරදක් නෑ.
Venerable sir, these two questions are on mindfulness, satya. When one is at home and suddenly you realize that you had not been mindful for a certain period of time, becomes very clear that you have mindfulness now, but not before. Also, the period I didn't have mindfulness seems very uncertain, like a dream.
Sorry? That statement.
Also, the period I didn't have mindfulness seems very unclear and like a dream. Second one, if one can identify the trend of the thoughts, for example, metta, love, anger, frustration, etc., and know that in this instant that this is the particular emotion and feeling, is that satya?
Yeah, we can say so. But now we are moving towards the Chittanupassana and Dhammanupassana. So in the not in the beginning stage. So typically, it is good if we can stay in the Kayanupassana and Vedananupassana at the beginning. So, if you are trying to see the thoughts, the thought patterns, the trends in thought patterns, now you are, if you are to do that, you need to have very good mindfulness. Otherwise, as you start observing your mind, if suppose for example some lustful thoughts are occurring, at the beginning you are able to see lust, but you are not entangled in it, you are not trapped in it, you are not caught in it. But as you go on, it will take you in it. So without your knowledge, the lust has taken you in. So your mind is fully distracted, the mindfulness has gone, and you are simply being victimized to lust. Because your mindfulness is not strong enough. But at the beginning, suppose you are very well developing your attention, your mindfulness to Kaya Anupassana, say Anapanasati, or posture, or rising and falling. All these are ways and means to develop mindfulness. And there is no way to take you in it. Say for example, if you feel rising and falling, it does not delude you. Okay? So there is no any kind of delusion in it. Because this is a very direct experience occurring in the body. You are simply watching your body from the mind. So it's very easy to do. So you are simply watching your watching your body, and body is doing a kind of an involuntary process, involuntary activity. There is no your volitional involvement. It is simply happening, and you are simply watching it. It's very comfortable, and it is not so attractive. Is your rising and falling attractive? It's not. I mean, there is no deluding nature in that process. That is why Buddha has given this anapanasati, or rising and falling, or posture, or simply seeing your 32 parts, because none of those have any kind of attractive nature. Simply they are very neutral in nature. So you need additional effort to be aware of those processes. So therefore your mindfulness develops. But on the other hand, when you start looking at your mind goes through various nonsense. At a time it is very lustful, at a time it's very resentful, angry, and all those are very attractive. So suppose you are in an angry mood and you are trying to watch yourself. Ultimately anger will take you in. You are fully in the mood, angry mood now. You are no more watching it, but you are fully victimized to anger. So therefore we recommend, actually most especially Bhante and most of the meditation teachers, therefore recommend Kayanupassana as your beginning stage. So we have to go gradually. So from the Kayanupassana you develop enough mindfulness, enough concentration, and later you gradually go to Chittanupassana, that is, you are able to watch your mind while maintaining a gap. I hope you understand. Suppose this is your mind, and you are simply watching your mind using another mind. So this is a difficult task in a way. At the beginning, in the Kayanupassana, your body is watched by your mind. Now your mind is watched by your mind. So it is difficult, bit challenging. And for this you need to have very well established mindfulness. So mind is now going to some lustful thought, but you are not caught in it. You are not in it. You are not victimized to it. You are able to maintain some distance from it, and you are simply watching it as someone else, as someone else's mind. And if you are able to look at it like this only, even Buddha recommends Chittanupassana. So Buddha categorically Buddha says, he recommends Chittanupassana only for a person who is with very good mindfulness. So we can go there, but we should not hurry to go there. Once we develop ourselves, once we develop very good mindfulness, definitely we can go there. Then without harm, we can simply watch it, how mind is playing, how mind is trying to play tricks, how our trends are working, as this session is telling, what are the various trends in the mind, what are our likes and dislikes. So all those things we can catch without getting caught in it. So therefore, please wait for a while till you establish your mindfulness. Later you will be definitely able to do that, and ultimately your meditation will be in it. So as you develop, so it will be a continuous process of watching your mind. So you have to go there, but we have to do it gradually. Yes. Okay. So that finishes the written questions. So if you have any other questions, yes. Oh. Sorry? Okay. Oh. Right. Okay. Right. Right. Sure. So that's a small request. So if possible, try to put your questions in English, because there are some foreigners in the audience, so that they'll also benefited. So actually the question raised in Sinhala is already questioned by the same another yogi in English. So you haven't actually missed any part. So I simply repeated the same information in Sinhala medium. So for the foreigners, nothing is lost. So the same thing I have repeated in Sinhala. So I encourage you all to put the questions in English, because this retreat we are trying to keep in English medium. And again, Venerable Dhammavihari also requested me to give some information about the reporting about your meditation. So it is quite important, because so if we simply blindly meditate, our progress is very less. So we always have to be able to report what we meditate, or rather what we experience. Say for example, how you start, okay, simply you have to inform, okay, rising and falling is my primary object, or in-breath and out-breath is my primary object. So likewise, you need to systemize your meditation. So indicate in your question first what is your primary object, and then how you experience it, and how successful you are, how long you can experience primary object. For example, someone is writing, okay, my primary object is rising and falling. So when the abdomen rises or abdomen moves forward, I simply note it as rising. When abdomen falling or moving back, I note it as falling. So I was able to do this for 5 minutes or several times, and after that my mind was distracted. It has gone to a pain, or it has gone to a sound, likewise. And then how I have handled it, and how you are able to bring it back to your primary object, whether you feel disappointed about the distraction. So like that, just include all this information to your report. So this reporting is quite important. So don't just spend time just trying to do whatever you like, but try to somewhat streamline your meditation, kind of say systemize your meditation, methodical. Then you are in a good track. It is not you are doing this and that and changing your object and do as you like. It's a kind of there's a proper way of doing meditation. So this is a kind of a method practiced by thousands of yogis, and it has been proven, it has been successful. So that's why try to sort of come to that track, come to that path, and experience how you are feeling, and report that. Okay, if you can directly report that, then only I can help you. Then only any teacher can help you, because this way only the communication happen. Say for example, if you are writing a question paper in your school or in your whatever, then your answers can be say checked by the examiner, invigilator. But here how I can verify you? So you have a report. So that's the way of communication. So you have to meditate, and you have to honestly report it. So that is very important. So don't put your own thinking, but rather put your direct experience to the report. And again, no need to report all the unsuccessful sessions, but it is enough to report the fairly successful session into your report, and put it more precise. Try to keep it very honest, so there is nothing to hide. If you feel lust, talk about it. While I was there, then there are lust have come. The anger it has gone to anger. So like that you can simply indicate. Then it's giving more information to understand about who you are, how your meditation developed, and what are the problems you are having. So that manner, then a good communication happen between the teacher and the yogi. then you can have a successful session, you can have a growth in your meditation. So those are some few things I like to add till today. And if you have any other question, I can answer briefly, else we can wind up this session. Are you following me? Are you from Malaysia? Yes, so you are following me, right? Good. Bante from Sri Lanka, isn't it? Sri Lanka, okay. I heard someone from Nepal available. You are from Nepal. So are you following me? You can understand. Okay, good. Yes. Okay, come on. It's all right. Yeah.
So we all know about the five precepts.
Yes.
So from 8 noble fold paths, when we are taking this one, right speech, right behavior, and right livelihood. So how these three these three will be related to precept.
Yes.
And how all these things will be helpful to come to the first level of noble discipline.
Okay, question is like how morality helps to develop your meditation.
First thing, and we have come from the first precept, the 5 precepts.
Yes.
It's very important, I think.
Yes. So there's a very nice occasion, or rather discussion happened between Sonadanda Brahmana and the Buddha. It's called Sonadanda Sutta, comes in Digha Nikaya. So it's a very beautiful sutta. So directly answers this thing. Sonadanda, it's a very beautiful story. I'll just brief it. Buddha comes to that area where Brahmin Sonadanda lives, and Buddha's fame is now being known to many people. And Sonadanda is one of the great teachers in the area. So his students are also telling, okay, there's a Samana Gautama has come to our area. So they are proposing like to go and meet Buddha. And Sonadanda also got the message, and he was a bit hesitant to go there. But he also then convinced, and more information, more and more positive feedback is coming, and then they ultimately decide to go there. And once, as he approached to Buddha, and he thinks, okay, if Buddha asks me a question which I can't answer, then I will be in trouble among my students. So let him ask. It is good that if he asks me something that I know. Okay, then Buddha knew this, what is happening in his mind. So once they come there to discuss with Buddha, and Buddha asks a very nice question. And Buddha asks, on what grounds that you are defining a Brahmin? But there's a Brahmana, a Brahmin, so they are maintaining some kind of tradition, some kind of ethics. So, and Buddha asks, based on what facts that you are defining a very good Brahmana. And then Sonadanda was happy because Buddha is asking something related to his own faith. So he says 5 factors he is telling. A particular Brahmin has to be from pure in birth. That means his mother and father has to be Brahmins. And mother's mother, mother's father, father's mother, father's mother, all are Brahmins. Like that for 7 generations has to be in Brahmin. If so, then he's in that size, in that point, he's successful. From the generation, from the clan, he's a Brahmin. And then he has to be well versed in Veda. In the Brahman, so they have 3 Vedas. So this particular Brahmin has to be well learned. And again, he has to be in very good in appearance. He's not with any disability or anything, but he's with good appearance. And again, he has to be with very good wisdom, and he has to be with very good morality. And then Buddha put a question, and Buddha asked, okay, now you have 5 facts, 5 causes which defines a good Brahmin. If I am asking you to drop one, so what are you going to drop? Then he says, okay, I will drop the appearance. Now 4 facts are there. Okay? Now Buddha says, okay, good. Now if I ask you to drop another one, what are you going to drop? Then he is telling, okay, I drop the learnedness. Okay, and simply no need to have all the knowledge of the Vedas, so I'm alright, or we'll take 3 factors. Then Buddha, the audience become a little uncomfortable. And then Buddha continue to ask, Buddha asks, if you are to drop another one, what are you going to drop? And then he says, okay, I'll drop the generation. That means the clan. So he doesn't need to come from the Brahmin family. Okay, now the audience is really uncomfortable. They are starting shouting. And then Sonabanda says, don't worry, I am just having a discussion with the Buddha, so don't worry. And then now we have only 2 factors, wisdom and morality. Okay, then Buddha asks, okay, now we have 2 factors. Now if I ask you to drop one, what are you going to drop? So what do you think? So what is Sonadanda's answer? Sorry? Dropping the morality? Exactly. So Sonadanda answers telling Bhante, so we have come to the end, so I can't drop anything. No more drops. Both we need morality and wisdom. And Buddha says, sadhu sadhu, that is so Sonadanda. This morality and wisdom is part and parcel, so we need both. So therefore, every time Buddha, when he recommends, so before meditation, so Buddha says, one has to establish oneself in morality. So that is why a famous verse, which is the theme for Visuddhimagga, Sile Patithaya Naro Sakammo Chittam Panyancha Bhavaya. So before you are trying to do Vipassana or Samatha, you need to Sile Patithaya, you need to establish yourself in morality. So it is quite important, because otherwise what happens is, through the meditation, your sensitivity increase, your mindfulness increase, and you start little bothers about even little things. So if your morality is not good, so you become sort of uncomfortable. You become suspicious about yourself, whether there are any breakage of precepts. And again, for meditation to be successful, you need to have some kind of well-being in yourself. You have to be happy about yourself. You are understanding, I am a good person now. So it does not mean from your birth that you are good, but you now have observed your precepts and you haven't broken them. You are honestly protecting the precepts. So now you are a good person. So that is more than enough. So you are trying your best to be a good person. Okay, so that gives some kind of inner happiness. So you feel that you are a good person. So Buddha says it's an anavajja sukha. Because you are unlike others, you are not breaking the 5 precepts. You are not harming others, you are not stealing, you are not doing sexual misconduct, you are not lying and misleading others, and you are not intoxicating yourself. So you are basically being a good person now. And you are respecting others, you are respecting yourself. And so you become a good person and you are happy. And this happy mind only concentrate. Happy mind only can develop. So if you feel frustrated, if you feel depressed, so meditation cannot help. Because, there is no inner happiness, there is no inner joy. So you are not in the anavajja sukha. So this morality gives that strength. Morality gives that protection to ourselves. So then we can develop further. So therefore Buddha always recommend, honestly try to protect the precepts, then develop the mindfulness, then develop the wisdom, and as you develop, these 2 things are helping each other. Morality helps wisdom, wisdom helps morality. So they are inter-nurturing. They are helping each other. So that is how it happens. Yes. Okay, then it's almost 2:35. So if there is no any other quick session, so we will wind up this question and answer session. So we will meet you again around 5 o'clock or 5 o'clock? 4 o'clock? 4:30? What? What is the timetable like? Last time we did around 4 o'clock, but I think maybe 4:30?
According to this, it says 5:30. Namasaran 5:30.
5:30, no? Okay. Yeah, no problem. Invitation, Dhamma sermon, 5:30 to 7. Okay. Okay, so we'll start Dhamma talk at 5:30. So please try to follow the schedule so that you are getting the maximum from this retreat. So now it is time for walking meditation. So almost 2:35, and then again group sitting, and again walking, and again little break for Gilampasa, and then the Dhamma sermon. So try to stick to the schedule, and it is a bit uncomfortable here because of the heat, and I don't know whether you can try outside and try to meditate. It's up to you. Okay, then I wish you all the best in your meditation. Thanks for listening.